My name is Noah Dodds, and I'm going to tell you about the history of Malmo School. This year is the 25th anniversary, and my class is doing a report. So 25 years from 1990, people will know about how Malmo School got started. In September 1964, classes started at Malmo, and the official opening was November 1964. There were about 300 children in the first year. The first principal at Malmo was Mr. B. Larson, and he stayed at Malmo for about 12 or 13 years. When the school started, there were only 12 classes and rooms, a library the size of 1.5 room, a staff room, a gym, but no stage, and so on that if you find in a school. Then in 1974, they added more to the school. They added on 5 or 4 classes, rooms, a bigger library, and a stage. If you are wondering where the name Malmo came from, Malmo is the name of the soil found in the area. And back to you, Mrs. Olstad.
Hi, this is Laura Stewart, and with me here is Mrs. Jackie Hoble, the principal at Malmo School. Hi, Mrs. Hoble.
Good morning, Laura.
When did you start working at Malmo School?
I'm just finishing my 4th year. I started in the fall of 1985. Started at Malmo School.
Can you tell me why you came to Malmo?
Well, I'd heard a lot about Malmo School when I worked downtown as a supervisor in the district office. And I've always been fascinated by the community. It always seemed like a very active community, and a community that was interested in children and education. And so I guess when I had the opportunity to come to Malmo, I jumped at the chance to be here.
Yeah, well, it is a nice place. How do you think Malmo has changed since you came here?
Well, Laura, I don't know if you remember, but about 7 or 8 years ago, there were not very many students at Malmo School. And the trustees of the school board wanted to close down the school because we have lots of schools out in the southwest area of Edmonton. And for some reason, there were about 80 students at Malmo School. Now today, we have over 300 children at Malmo School. So that's one really significant change. We have a lot more students.
Yeah, that's true.
We also have some other things that are a little bit different. We have an Apple Center for Innovation that started 3 years ago, and I think you were part of that first class where we gave year 3 children an opportunity to learn how to use the computer and to learn word processing and databases, and we train them how to keyboard. That's very different than what other schools are doing, or many other schools are doing, and that's unique to Malmo. We also 3 years ago started an Arabic-English bilingual program. And we're one of 2 schools in the city that has that program. And that's where the children learn their school in English and in Arabic. So they learn Arabic, they learn English, and do their studies in both languages.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Can you tell me some of the things you do every day?
I seem to do a lot of talking to students and to teachers and to parents and to people who are just interested in what's happening at Malmo School. I seem to talk on the phone. I work on newsletters. I visit classrooms. I have conversations with the caretaking staff because we have to keep the school clean and bright and safe. And then it seems I do a little bit of paperwork. That's not the favorite part of my job.
In what way do you handle discipline here?
Well, I really try, and I think all of our teachers really try hard to be very consistent and very fair. What we think is important for students is that they learn to be accountable and responsible for their behavior. So we try to work very positively with students we catch them being good and promote good citizenship at Malmo. So that's what we're striving to do with our discipline policy.
That's great. What do you like best about Malmo?
Well, I think it has to be the people and the students. I think there's just the right number of students in the school, and I know most of the children by name. I know lots of parents. Everybody is friendly. I think that the people in this community really value community school, and I think Malmo is a lot like family, a big extended family, and that's what I like the most.
Yeah. What do you think schools will be like 25 years from now?
Ha 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 ha. That is a really important question, because I think a lot of the things that we do now shape what happens in the future. I see 25 years from now that our schools might be operating 12 months a year. And don't groan. I think you'll still have holidays, but you will find that we won't have the traditional summer holidays. That maybe you'll have a holiday in January and February, or maybe January and June. So I think that we'll see some differences in our 10-month school year cycle. I also predict, Laura, that we'll see a lot more different age groups working and learning together in our schools. I think that the schools will become centers for seniors to come and work with younger children in daycares and preschools. I think that we'll see a lot more centers involved in education, not just schools. And so schools will only be one center for learning in the community, and that people will use more of the community for learning.
That's great.
And I'm sure there'll be lots more computers. And maybe machines that we don't even recognize.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. This is Laura.
Thank you very much, Laura.
Hi, my name is Michael Brechtel, and today I'm going to tell you about Operation Courtyard. Operation Courtyard is a project that students of LG4 of Malmo School are doing to spruce up their courtyard. The way they are going to do this is by buying a new picnic table, some flowers, and some pots to put some of the flowers in. The way they supplied the money was by getting a grant from SEEDS, Society Environment Energy Development Studies. Instead of SEEDS giving them the $141 that they requested, they gave them $165. The extra was for film and developing. And now let's go to the courtyard.
Did I turn it on? No.
Okay, you can,
Yeah.
you can.
Hi, and here we are in this beautiful courtyard of Malmo School. In Operation Courtyard, there are 10 jobs. The average of people in each job is 4. The person in charge of building and watering is Tim Church. The person in charge of financing and leading is me, Michael Brecken. The person in charge of planting and record of jobs is Tova Rockwood. The people in charge of bulletin boards are Carol Black and Kim Sula. Carol also does painting and staining, and Kim also did sanding. Signing off, Michael Brechtel, Malmo Courtyard.
Hi, my name is Lynne Christensen, and I'm going to interview Mrs. Haffas, who is the Arabic bilingual program. Mrs. Haffas, can you tell me what got you into teaching the Arabic children?
before the bilingual program started, I was teaching in Bangladesh, and I was just teaching grade 1 and 2 English. When I was in Bangladesh, I heard that the community in Edmonton needed a teacher because they wanted to start a bilingual program and teach Arabic. So I phoned and I came down, and I was really interested in and this is the way I started teaching in the bilingual program.
What subjects do you teach the Arabic children?
I teach the children language arts and social studies and art and health. And sometimes I teach science as well.
Okay. Ms. Hafford, can you tell me what you do every day with the children?
Okay, we do lots of things, and depends, because sometimes we have a special project and sometimes we just do our regular work. And every day we do reading, writing, printing. Sometimes we do spelling, we do art, and we do workbooks and things like that. Now, we don't really emphasize the workbooks. Most of the time we write our own material so we can read it and share it with the other students.
How many years have you taught Arabic, and have you enjoyed those years?
I have been teaching Arabic now for 7 years. No, 8 years, because I started the kindergarten, and so I have been teaching Arabic for 7 years. I taught at bilingual school for 5 years, and I have been at Malmo for 2 years, and I enjoy it very much because the children think that learning Arabic is fun, and this is really very gratifying to me.
Ms. Hafiz, can you tell me how the Arabic program is helping the children?
I believe that for the children to learn a second language is very good because it opens so many avenues for them. They can read the literature, they can communicate, they can travel, and it's not just Arabic, French, Chinese. It's really good to learn another language, and then it's easier to learn a third and a fourth and so on.
Okay. Thank you for answering these questions.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Hi, I'm Kim Swilly here to tell you about the running club at Malmo School. The 4, 5, and 6s come out early every morning to practice their running skills. About 50 people come out all together. The practices are at 8 o'clock early every morning. We do stretches and then we jog around the school, and during the year, the coaches make teams for running events that will come on during the year. The relays are the journal games and the Klondike games. Some of the events that are in there are the 200, which can be done individually or with 8 people, with a team of 8, or the 50-meter, the 100-meter, the medley, or the 800. Malmo School has won the journal games 3 times in a row. The mixed relay has won this. And the other running event is the Klondike Games. We haven't won the Klondike Games, but we have come in second, and we have got many ribbons. We want to thank our coaches, which are Mr. Quentin Yarley, Mr. Stephen Leopard, and Miss Rhonda A. We want to thank them for coming out early every morning. Thank you.
Hi, this is Seamus Rogers reporting in from Malmo School. The year 5 and 6 went to the Bennett Center to learn about history. The students had a scavenger hunt that was pretty long. The winners was a group called Quad Goes to Camp. The best day there was when we went to the Kingsman Water Park and did swimming there. In total, we walked about 3 miles there and back. One of the days we went to the Aviation Hall of Fame and learned about aviation history. There was also a front of a real airplane there, and everyone got to sit in it before we went to it. There was also a film there that some people could watch about aviation history. There was a journal that we had to write in, and we talked about things, we wrote things in that we did during the trip, and we did that during free time there. The last day there, we went to a muddy ravine with lots of mudslides, and a boy named Ryan Ransdale got covered in mud so much you couldn't see him, you could only see mud. The Bennett Center is a wonderful place, and I hope I can go again. This is Seamus Rogers reporting up from Malmo School.
Hello, this is Jason King reporting from Malmo School about the tree planting program in the grass fields of Malmo School. First, you're probably wondering why there are 27 trees, why we're planting 27 trees. Well, the reason is that there are 27 family groups in the whole entire school. Second, you're probably wondering, here are the main and important steps of planting your lilacs, dogwood, and spruce. Number 1, dig 2 pots deep and 3 pots wide to let your tree grow its roots. Second, put 1 to 3 shovels full of dirt back into the ground, into a hole. Then put 1 shovel full of peat moss. Repeat this until the hole is filled up. Third, carefully put your tree into the ground. 4, water your tree immediately. 5, guard your tree. I hope you have enjoyed this report of the tree planting program in Malmo School.
Well, now it's our library. Hi, this is Laura Stewart, and I'll be reporting on our library. The library is a nice, quiet place where you can concentrate. The library is very decorated. It has a papier-mâché whale hanging from the ceiling, a papier-mâché dinosaur, little bone-shaped models made from wooden pieces, and soon there'll be a time capsule. In our library, there's a card catalog. Each book in the library has a card. Each card tells the type of the book, the location of the book, and the title of the book, and the author of the book. Mrs. Smith has many duties as a librarian. She types things into the computer, she sorts books, she stamps cards, she helps kids find books, she reads stories to people, and many other exciting things. There are different types of books in the library. There are fiction books, fantasy books, science books, and many other kinds of books. Probably Mrs. Smith's main strategy is to have contests. Contests that you can only enter if you have all your overdue books back. One time, she put a big long string of licorice into a jar, and we had to guess how many meters of licorice there was. But thank you. This is Laura Stewart.
Hi, this is Tom McLeod, and I'm reporting on Mrs. Cathcart and the computer program. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Yes, Tobin.
How did you get interested in computers?
Tobin, a long time ago, I took a course at the university on computers. And it was my very first experience, and at that time, a computer was not a small machine like we see here at Malmo School, but a great big machine. And when I started working on it, I enjoyed it tremendously. And so I have just kept on since that time, and that would have been about 25 years ago when I took that very first course.
What kind of computer was it?
It was called a mainframe computer, and I'm not even sure of the exact type that it was. It belonged to the university and was the one that we used there. We punched our data in on punched cards rather than typing it in on a keyboard, and then the cards were sent over and fed through that great big computer.
When did the computer program start?
The program here at Malmo School, it started actually before I came to Malmo. I think that it started in either 1983 or 84, and at that time there were the microcomputers were just coming into schools in Edmonton.
How do you think that the computer program helped the students in their classes?
Oh, right now the boys and girls in this classroom spend their time using the computer to write stories, to answer questions about stories that had been written by authors of books, and also to do some of their mathematics. The children also send letters to many boys and girls that they have written on the computer.
How many computers did Malmo start off with?
Malmo School started with one computer. Do you know how many they have now?
No.
Right now, Malmo School has 59 computers. We have just purchased our 59th computer, so we've gone a long way, haven't we?
What kind was that first computer?
The first computer was an Apple II Plus, and that first computer is still here at Malmo School, and it still works.
What was the first program used on a computer?
I don't know what that was because I wasn't here, and so I'm not sure what the first program would have been.
Well, thank you for the interview.
Okay.
Hi, this is Joanne Mull reporting Malmo School's litter pickup. Our litter pickup was on May 11th, 1990. Everybody in the whole school went in different areas to pick up the garbage in our school ground. Everyone went in partners. Some even went with more than one partner. Some got lots of garbage, some didn't get as much. But to help the environment, we put as much garbage as we could in one garbage bag. We did that till all the garbage was in the fewest bags as possible. We filled about 8 bags full of garbage, and we saved lots of garbage bags for our next litter pickup. Help the environment by picking up the litter you can see and throw it in the garbage. We did this litter pickup to keep our schoolyard clean. The same day, everyone had a milk carton, 2 straws, and a little piece of nylon. We put the nylon in between the 2 straws and taped it. Then you go out and suck up bugs. But don't worry, the nylon is there to keep the bug from not going into your mouth. Not everyone sucked up a bug, but this might sound weird, but once you actually suck up a bug, you'll be so happy that you want to keep the bug for a pet. Have some fun studying bugs you can find, plus help keep the environment clean. Thank you. This is Joanne Mull signing off.
Hi, I'm reporting at Malmo School about the Malmo Swim program. For the last 2 weeks, the students from kindergarten to grade 6 have been participating in the swimming program at Confederation Pool. The swimming program has been part of the gym program for about 4 years. Instead of being driven on a bus, all the students walk there and back. The swimming program at Confederation Pool consists of 8 levels: yellow, orange, red, maroon, blue, green, gray, and white. At Confederation, we learn to do many forms of swimming and diving. Here are a few: front crawl, back crawl, elementary backstroke, and breaststroke. While learning the many things they need to learn to get their badges, they also have fun, playing games in the lower levels and jumping off the high and low diving boards in the higher levels. I guess that's all there is to tell about the Malmo School swimming program. This is Alexis Duroche signing off at Malmo School. Back to you, Rob.
Hi, I'm Tim Church reporting on the Math Walk at Southgate Mall. A Math Walk is where you have a sheet of math questions and you have to answer them in a certain time. Mrs. Cathcart went to Australia and saw people walk all around the town to do their math walk. Because it was a small town, they could walk all around, but Edmonton is big, so we had to go to Southgate. The 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s went in their family groups to do the math walk. Family groups are groups that the teachers picked. One person from every learning group goes in a family group. Every class is assigned to a learning group. We answered questions by walking around the mall and looking at the things we needed to know. One question was how many oranges are there in the large orange display at Orange Julie's. I didn't read the question very well and I counted all the oranges in all the displays. Another question was how many jelly beans are there in the jelly bean jar at Tropic Fruit and Nut. They didn't mark it because they didn't want to dump all the jelly beans out. I don't know who got most of them right, but I did pretty good. The math work was very fun.
Hi, my name is Nathan Humphrey and I report you from Malmo School. I'm going to tell you about one of our favorite games. This game is Jeopardy. The game Jeopardy is played by the grades 4, 5, and 6 of Malmo School. Everybody likes it. For intramurals at Malmo School, we play Jeopardy. This is how you play Jeopardy. There are 2 teams split up evenly. Each of the teams lies down on their stomachs on opposite sides of the gym with their feet against the wall. The referee puts 3 balls in the middle of the gym in a line, and then the ref blows a whistle. As soon as the ref blows the whistle, players jump up and run to get the balls. Each team has half of the gym as their territory. The players can't go into the other team's territory. The players try to hit the other team's players with the balls below the neck. Whoever gets hit is captured and has to go to the other side of the gym behind the other team. If a player throws a ball at you and you catch it, the person who threw the ball is captured and has to go to the other side behind your team. The people that were captured can get back to their side if another player from their team throws the ball over to them and they catch it. You can also get back on your side if the ball bounces to you and you hit a member of the other team. Then that person is captured and has to go to your side behind your team. If all of the opposite team is captured, your team wins. This is Nathan Humphreys, part of a Jeopardy game.
Tonight I'd like to introduce Alex here. He's gonna talk about skiing. Thank you, Alex.
Hi, this is Alex McCrae reporting on Malmo ski program. Malmo goes skiing twice a year at Rabbit Hill. They go in March and the transportation is bus. It takes about half an hour to get there. When we get there, we check in and we get our tickets and put all our bags in the concession place. We have to take lessons to learn how to ski safely and properly so we don't hurt ourselves. The lessons take about half an hour. We can choose lessons at our ski ability. We go because it's fun and it's part of the Malmo gym program.
Tomorrow's world will be built by you and me. So let's give our hands to the world of tomorrow and build a future that is happy and free. We work, yesterday's children building castles on the sand. Now work, build tomorrow, the future's in our hands. We all have a voice in the
just heard was called, that we practice was called Tomorrow. And tonight at 7:30, Malmo School some kids at the classes at Malmo School, they have practice. They're going to sing that song for the 25th anniversary celebration of Malmo School. After that, after the song, we ate our lunch, and some of the kids, after they ate their lunch, they went out on the tarmac to play around and have participate in some of the games. That's why some of the people here have their faces painted.
This tape has been produced by the Year 4 and 5 students in Learning Group 4 in June 1990. The organizing was done by
Humphrey, Chad Ferguson,
Noah Dodds,
Laura Stewart, Liz Christensen.
Other members of the class are
Michael Brechtel, Lisa Coppins, Nicole Capino, Clover Rockland, Wisam Soda.
Alex Metz, Lana Vanderdies, Oral Cloud,
Kristen Bradley,
Robert Simpson.
Joanne Ma, Renee Walker, Jocelyn Janice, Alex McCray.
Tim Church, Jason King, James Rogers, Danielle Hodson, Carol Black,